So I'm actually kind of working on two videos at once here. I'm still working on the washing of them seats. Yes, I do run the DeWalt tools, just because that's what the budget says. But today we are working on a shotgun style air intake for Rosie. I'll put a picture of it on the screen. Yeah, so this is kind of what I got here so far. I figured I'd do this because it's pretty simple. So I've got two chunks of 5-inch auger tubing. And it is called auger tubing. I just picked it up from the welding shop today after work. 5 inches. Straight across. And then I've got some 16 gauge sheet metal. This piece I just finished cutting out here is, come on tape, there we go, is just under 19 inches wide by 17 and a half. That is that, ooh, excuse me, I've got this guy sitting here, and this is the air filter out of Rosie. That sits right back there. Then there's a little bit extra at the back, because I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to make it all hold together. This will be the top lip of it here. The filter will sit about here or so, about there or so. And then I'll have a box coming around the filter, and then a hole at the back that adapts to the actual air intake. Now I'm not sure how I'm doing that yet. I'm thinking I'll use another piece of this auger tubing that I got here. I got this pretty cheap from the welding shop. It was, I think it was $7 or something for these couple chunks. Now I did run this through the bandsaw to chop it down. They're about 3 inches each. I might take the grinder and buff this up, but probably not. But yeah, so I'm just gonna center up onto this, on up with this center mark here, and tack it in, fronts and backs, and then wrap it, come up onto here on both sides. So that's the plan for this. And it will have functional butterflies in it, so I'll run a hole through here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this inside one. I might fire up the torch and just blow a hole through it, just because that'll be easier than finding a long enough drill bit that's not a 1/2-inch bit. Well, even a 1/2-inch bit. Well, it's a 1/2-inch bit here. A 1/2-inch bit, and the drill won't go through that. So I'll have to probably fire up the acetylene torch and just do a little shot right in there to cut it out. So that way I can pass a chunk of probably this rod here. This is what is this? It's little. But I mean, it's not like it's got to be too strong because it's gonna have a steel plate on it anyways. It is about 1/4 inch. Oh, up there. It's about 1/4 inch rod. So I'm gonna run that through, and then I might use another piece of it sticking off to link to the throttle cable. And I'll just link that right off the throttle body itself, just to actuate the butterflies. I'll make it adjustable so that I can have them wide open to get all the air going to the throttle body. I've got a throttle body spacer coming. I'm hoping these will stick up out of the hood about even, but we'll see. I'm not fabricating it to fit a certain height. I'm just fabricating it because I will be able to adjust the base and the height to that to see how high I gotta pop it up. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing today. It's a bit too chilly outside to keep on cleaning with the carpet cleaner, so that's going to be tomorrow. I'll keep working on that. Hopefully I'll get that video up tonight though. But yeah, and then we'll see how far I get on this today. So I got that tacked up now, just a little bit on each side there. Now I'm just going to take my map torch and heat this up a bit all across here so I can bend it up and bring it along the sides of here. Now I just kind of guessed, stuck this in the vise and just reefed on her a bit, but it wasn't quite where I wanted to be. So yeah, and we'll just fix that zoom. I think I fixed the zoom. I don't know. I'll find out when I edit this. But yeah, I'm just gonna heat it up with the map torch. Come in here and then curl it over. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. And then I'll check back in once I got that side done. Then I'll do the other side. Alrighty. So I just kind of went nuts here and kept going. But for this side here, kind of used the vise and worked my way around. This side here I messed up a little bit on. You can see it's a bit out around. I tried prying on it too hard. Eventually I just started taking this big clamp here, which I picked up at Harbor Freight in the States. It ain't that great. But I mean, made in China. So, I'm not too sure what exactly the plan is yet. I'm just running out to my truck to grab a ratchet strap. I'm going to hook it to this side and this side, bring it together. Then I can use this bigger clamp here. It's a bar clamp. I think it came from Home Hardware. I'm not too sure. Just kind of hold it together as I go along. But yeah, that's currently my plan here. All my welding is done with a titanium welder. I believe it's like a Flex 125. It's from Harbor Freight down in the States. I think it was $300 American or something, maybe less than that. Got it on sale. But I run Hobart wire. I pick it up at Princess Auto. I mean, I keep running the cheap stuff, but it works. So it's gasless flux cord wire, 030 size. I got all my numbers up in here. I am running a bit colder for this stuff because I'm welding all the way along the front here, and I'm going to run a floppy disk across it when I'm done, just to help clean it up a bit. I got to remind myself to put a piece of tape over that, because I'm going to have to keep blaring that name out every time I do this, just because that's the guy I got the table from. But yeah, so I'm going to keep going here. And yeah, I don't want to go too far in, because I still got to be able to fit the holster for this. I mean, I should be able to wrap all the way around, and then I'll make some sort of clamp system for that. But yeah, sweet. So I got the ratchet strap around it. Did some more. Got a little bit more welding here done. So I'm probably going to straighten this up now, because I should be coming close to the. Yeah, that should be getting pretty close there. Still not sure what I'm doing with the back yet, but yeah, so let's hit the power switch on that so it stops whistling on it, so it stops running the cooling fan. I'm just going to keep using this here big clamp and work its way up till I'm even here, so I can get it all welded. I mean, that side's pretty quick. I'll just have to go and burn that in. Tomorrow I will trace out this triangle here and make a plate to go over that, and then probably do one here as well, and then I'll have to go get some angle iron or something to run around it to create a lip. And I'm not sure how I'm going to secure it yet, but I will secure it somehow. So we're back in the shop here the next day. Today's Friday now, and I got another sheet of metal. I picked up a piece of galvanized pipe and some 3/4 inch angle iron. Just got that up here on my materials rack. Here's all the dies for my benders. I keep this to cover up the saddles, and I got my compressor back here. Fire extinguisher here. Got another one up here. And I got one all the way up at the front of the shop. But so nothing really changed. I got the rest of the side here welded up. So I'm gonna do some more welding up in here. Hopefully I can straighten this out a bit. Right now the plan is I'm going to use 1/4 inch bolts to come down to adhere to a ring going around the filter. That way I can make it somewhat easier to check the filter. I mean, it's still not going to be fun, but I'm just going to use thread zerts, so I can just run a bolt straight through and you only need one wrench to take it apart. And then the galvanized pipes just so that you don't sandwich the whole thing together, or so that you don't compress this whole unit when you hit her with an impact or whatever to sink them down. So yeah, that's kind of my thought process there. I'm going to bend this in a bit more and hopefully square it up a bit better, and then maybe I'll cut back here to taper it in a bit, and then I can do some more tweaking from there. But that's the plan right now, so I'm going to get to work and I'll check in a little bit. Alrighty, so what I did here is I marked my center point, measured 5 inches out because that's about the centers of each scoop. Then I came out another about inch on each side. I came straight back, and from there I drew a line coming up to the middle, about the middle of each side, and I cut that. I'm going to bend this down a bit more here. It's going to be interesting because of this, but I'll see what I can do here. I might have to score it coming across yet, just to get it to bend one more time, because that's about the best I can do in the vise. But scoring it one more time will help bring it down. This can meet the bottom. I might just cut off right here and right here, and just run a flat piece down the side and then trim it to fit the curvature of the hat. That's pretty much what this is a hat, right? It's a hat for the air, for the engine. So yeah, I'm gonna keep pounding away at this, and I'll just flip this guy over here and I'll show how the filter will be sitting in here. It'll stay the same way with the tassels running onto the engine, so it'll sit like this in here. So I'm definitely gonna have to watch as I bend this that I don't come in too far, because I'm definitely gonna have an issue with that where I run out of room. The other interesting part, this goes like this, I think. Yeah, I'll have to double check the factory setup just to make sure I don't fuck it up. But I will double check with that. I'll cut this off here right now. I'll have to trim that one up a bit more yet, I guess. This one should have came. Yeah, this one came. Nope, there we go. Focus. This one came right up to the weld. I'll just draw a straight line up and bend these over, or cut them off the welded points. I'm not sure yet, but I still do have to. I think I'll just cut them straight up and then bend them out, and then I'll have to put a plate across the front of here to fill in these parts here. I mean, it's not like it matters much, but I want all the air coming through the double barrels. So yeah, I'll get back to work here and I'll be back in a little bit. Alrighty, so got the sides cut off. You can see I got her bent again here now. Got both sides cut off. I had to do a little bit of tweaking on this side. When I laid the hat down, I came with this clamp down, with the nose clamp down. I came up 4.5 centimeters because that was about what the other side was, and I matched that. So I just redrew my line and cut that, and then I made this bend here. What I did is I set it on the edge of the table, ran a piece of square tubing across it, and a 6-inch C-clamp, clamped it down in the middle the best I could, and I just took and I bent this up, and that, I kind of just guessed, released it, and I have pretty much nailed it to be square. It's not quite perfect, but I'll be able to twist that a bit when I set it up. So I mean, this one's a little bit squished and this one's got a bit of a rise to it, but I will be able to fix that. But so far it's looking pretty good. I'm just gonna double check that my filter here fits underneath it. Ooh, oh boy, I might have messed up a bit. Might have messed up a bit. Forgot about that one One geometry. Yeah, I messed up a bit. I'm under the nose there, and I don't want to be under the nose. I want to be right there. Well, I should be able to. I'll be able to back bend it and extend it a bit, but I still do have, again, I got the rebar. I got the angle iron to put on the back here, so that'll help with that. So I'm just gonna weld my plates on the sides after I do some measuring for what height I need. But all I'll do is I will set this up like this. I will measure at my highest point, which looks to be right about, where are we at? There we go. Highest point looks to be about right here. So I'll just measure up, and wherever it is, that might tape back there. Come on. There we go. There's one of them that locks itself, and then you press the button and it'll release. I like it for fabricating and for filming. So we got here about 4.5 inches, hey? Yeah. So I'll just cut out a 4.5 inch by 13-inch piece. Well, 2 of them. Then I will weld them on the sides. We'll tack them up on the sides, kind of bend as I go. Then I will come in with the grinder and shave it out. So yeah, that's kind of the plan there. I will have to straighten up, and then I'll kind of match. Well, that's pretty straight there. I might straighten that up a bit more. And same thing. Well, I'll have to match that, I guess, but I'll get the top welded and a little bit into here welded, and all the way down there welded up. Once I get it tacked, and I'll weld it inside and out. Mainly just out. Inside I might just use tacks, just so I can kind of get it going. But we'll see, just that it's sealed from the outside instead of sealed from the inside. I still got to straighten up this spot here because I had see where I had the vise on that a couple of times. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut up my 2 panels for this, and I'll be back in a bit.